Morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. I want you to real quick go grab something to write with and something to write on. Before we get into math, we are going to talk about a few really important dates coming up towards the end of the year. So pause the video and get that stuff so you can write it down, and you can show your family at home so everyone's aware. So if we look here, Monday was field day. Tuesday, there's no school. On Monday, June 8th, okay, there's going to be a fifth grade virtual graduation. All right. We've taken a lot of time to make a video to show you guys. So your teacher or me or Miss Solcato will be sending that out shortly, sending the Zoom link out for that. Okay. On the 10th, we're going to do a virtual field trip. Okay. So that'll be posted that day, and then it'll be set up similar to field day, but it'll be like our Philadelphia trip because we didn't get a chance to do that. And then on the 11th is our fifth grade circle. It's our final full circle of the year. So we really hope that everyone's able to come. We've got some really cool activities planned for that day that I think you guys will enjoy. On the 12th, so that would be the last day of school, okay? There's going to be a parade. There's going to be a parade at Love Creek just for the fifth graders. All right, so you guys will be able to, with your families, drive through the parking lot, and all the teachers and staff will be there cheering you on and whatnot. And we're hoping that's a good time. So hopefully you can come out to that as well. And then June 17th is an important date because that's the pickup day. There will be an email sent out with more directions and the time specifically for that. But essentially, what's going to happen is if you all had stuff left at school on June 17th, that will be the day to come and pick it all up. It's all ready for you. You're just going to have to pick it up on that day. So this flyer was sent out on Remind. If your families did not see it or they need it again, please either ask myself or Miss Solcato to resend it to you, and we'd be more than happy to do that. But I wanted to go over that before we got into the video, okay? Just so we're all on the same page. So let's do a real recap of what we did yesterday. We did things where the decimal was in the divisor, right? That second number. So if we had 12 divided by 0 and 2/10, we'd move it out 1. We'd get an answer of 6, and then we'd move our answer out 1, and we get 60. And similarly, we would move this one out 2, right, because it's 200ths, and we would get 6, and then we'd move it out twice, and we'd get 600. Or sorry, this was 60. This is 600. Okay, so that rule that when the decimal is only in the divisor, however many place values you jump out is how many times greater it's going to get, right? So 1 time, 1 place value greater. 2 jumps, 2 place values greater. So now we're going to talk about this. We're going to continue this, but now we're going to put the decimal in the dividend, that first number. So if we have 2 4/10 divided by 3, okay? Let's think about this, right? And if we were to solve it, right, we would, so let's think about, remember, thinking about it reasonably, right? That's what we would do first. If we have 2 4/10 divided by 3, we can also think about that it is 3 times what amount is 2 4/10, right? So if I have 2 4/10, I'm still going to bump it out, okay? And I'm still going to turn it into 24 divided by 3. And then I've got this set up, and I'm just going to do times 6, and it'll be 24. Now, if we do the same thing we did yesterday, right, that would make it 60. But if we think about this, 3 times what is 2 4/10? If we put 60 here, that wouldn't make sense, right? That logically does not make sense. So here's the deal. When the decimal is in this front number, we're not going to go forward. We go backwards. So 0 6/10. So now if we think about it here, okay, well, if I put 0 6/10, that makes more sense because 3 times, or no, sorry, this should say 8. So then this should be 0 and 8 tenths, right? Because 0 and 8 tenths times 3 would be 2 and 4 tenths. Okay? So, sorry if I got you a little bit confused. But hopefully that makes sense, right? We still jump it out, but now at the end we're going to move it backwards because we need to make our answer smaller. So go ahead, pause your video and solve this one, and then when you're ready, come back. So again, I'm going to bump it out, make it 132 divided by 6. Okay. Then I solve it, so I'll do times 20, because that'll get rid of 120. Left with 12 times 1, subtract 12, left with nothing. So then this equals 21. But remember, I moved out one place value, so now I have to move back in one place value. So the answer to my original problem would be 2 and 1/10. And think about it, right? Because if does 21 times 6 won't or does equal 132, but it wouldn't equal 13 and 2/10, right? It's too big. 21 is way too big. If I make it bigger, it's going to be even more bigger. So I have to make it smaller in order for that to work. Now here's my question to you. How would the answer change if the problem was 1 and 32 hundredths divided by 6? Right? Because we'd still have 132 divided, or 1 and 32 hundredths divided by 6, right? So we still have 132 divided by 6. And we would still get an answer of 21. But what would we do now? Pause and think about that for a second. So what we would do is, and hopefully you were thinking about this, is because we have to jump out twice here, we're going to come back twice. And it'll be 0 and 21 hundredths. Okay? So very similar to what we did yesterday, but almost like the opposite in at what we do at the end, right? So hopefully that made sense. And we're just going to really quick talk about this. Now, if it's in both of them, right? Let's think about what we know. If we move this one out, we have to move our place value back one at the end. And if we move this one out, we have to move our place value forward at the end. So we're going to move both out, and it's 145 divided by 5. And I'm going to times it by 20, because 20 times 5 is 100. And then I know 9 times 5 is 45. So then the answer to this is 29. So this is my favorite type of decimal division problem because like I talked about before, if we move this one out, right, we would have to make it one place value bigger. But because we move this one out, we'd have to make it one place value smaller. So if I only have to move one place value for each number, I don't have to do anything to the answer. It's still just 29. Okay? So go ahead and try this one, pause the video, and then we'll come back and solve it. So I have to move out twice here. I have to move out twice here. I automatically know that since I moved twice here and twice here, whatever I get for my answer for 299 divided by 13 is going to be the answer to my problem. Okay? So trying to think about efficiently, I know that 13 times 2 is 26. So then 13 times 20 would be 260. And I'm left with 39. And I know that 13 times 3 is 39. So then the answer would be 23. And because, again, I moved 2 here and 2 here, I don't have to do anything to my answer at the end. It's just 23. Okay? Now, you don't have to solve these, right? Because it's the same problem. But what if it were set up like this, right? 2 and 99 hundredths divided by 1 and 30 hundredths. Well, here's how you would think about how you would approach that, okay? So I know I can jump out one here and I can jump out one there without changing how to solve this, right? Without changing the answer at all. So then the problem would turn into 29 and 9/10 divided by 13, okay? And I know how to solve this. We just did a couple of them, right? So moving it out the one time for both of them doesn't change anything. And then I just reset up the problem and solve it like this, right? So what do we get? We got 23. So if we move it out and we set up 299 divided by 13, we would get 23. And now to plug it back into here, we get 2 and 3/10 because I have to move this one back in one because of this here. So then how about this one? Well, it's going to be the same thing. Move out one, make it 299 divided by 1.3. Now I'm going to solve this problem as it stands. So I'll move out one here. 299 divided by 13 was 23, but because I moved out one here, move out one here to get 230. Okay? So I'm hoping that made sense. It was a little bit more new learning than yesterday, but it was building on yesterday, so I'm hoping that we were able to handle it. Your activity for today is there's an activity sheet on Schoology. It's just a practice sheet, all right? But I want you to be careful and really carefully look at the problems, all right? Where's the decimal starting, okay? How many jumps do I need to make? Which way am I moving it when I get the answer? Also, make sure you're showing all of your work, okay? Not just giving me an answer. Show all the work. There's no Thursday small group today because I have a meeting, and I'm also changing office hours from 12 to 1 because of that meeting, okay? So if you need help with any of this, or you're confused, or you just want a little more practice, please come to my office hours. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy. Let's get this work done and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.